I hope you beautiful lot. My name's Jason and this is my 80s podcast. You put the boom boom into my heart. Right, here comes the intro. Oh, well, that was quick. This is what I'm playing. Right, welcome back. Take a good look at this. And I always love Live Aid, and I love that sort of like Band-Aid stuff. And I remember talking, because obviously, you know, like when they do the new Band-Aid recently, they didn't put Kylie in that in, did they? No, because they don't feel that was a Band-Aid, but it was called Band-Aid 2. Yeah. And I was talking to me, and I just think, I don't know what people thought. What did you think? I mean, should they have been into it? I always think they should have gone in, because for me, I don't understand why they didn't.
Not to include the more recent ones and then not them.
Yeah.
Because they did it for charity.
And they came out near enough.
That one. Oh,
yeah. Jason Donovan, weren't they? And, I mean, Sutcliffe got cut out.
Yeah, it seemed to be the more traditional ones, didn't it? Yeah. The new ones.
And I just thought, is it because they classed it, they thought it was like snobbery, weren't they? Because they classed it as a Stockacre and Waterman. Yes. But to be honest, I mean, Stockacre and Waterman, you call them whatever you like, they were smashing the 80s at the end of it, wasn't they? They were.
Weren't they at the end of the 80s?
I remember like every single song, like the top 10 near enough were like them, weren't they? With like, they met Sonia. We love Sonia.
Jake, but I don't, just talking for myself, at that time, you did look at it as like more cheesy pop. And you think, oh, no,
yes, you did.
Waterman one coming out. You did look down upon it a bit.
Yes.
Now you
because I think
back.
Absolute 100%. So you can, and I remember, because I mean, Kylie's still going now, still amazing, isn't she? But you're right, because I remember like growing up with the Blondies coming in, you know, like into the 80s, and then like you said, the Jam, the Duran, and all them new romantics coming in, and then as we got in, it's like with the it's like that Ride on Time by Black Box. It's an 89 song, but it feels like a 90s to me. So I don't, you know what I mean? And I always used to get that and like Yaz and the Plastic Population. That's their 80s. And you're right. So as it got on towards the end of it, it became very well poppy, was it? And it was going into the different.
Yeah, you thought, manufactured. Yeah.
And as great as it was, and I think you're right, Sue. Now you appreciate it now, but at the time it was very churned out, wasn't it? Yeah. It was like this conveyor belt where they just constantly just churned out. And then, and to be honest, as much as I love them and think they've got the same beat, a lot of them.
That's it.
That's very successful for them. That's it. As it just kept going with it.
You know, the traditional, what you called the good quality bands.
Absolutely.
Them over and above that. But as you say, when you look back, they did some great songs like Kylie and, you know, but at the time,
and I remember I can always remember in the 80s working in, because I was quite young and I worked in a, I'll say knitting factory. It's not not literally knitting, but it's like, you know, the big machines. And I was only like 15, 16, and the lads were all older than me. And I can remember I'm sitting there, obviously when they found out that I'd like Kylie, they were she's absolutely shite. She's not going to last. And I remember it's really bizarre because a couple of years ago, I seen one of the lads and he was just saying, "Oh, how are you?" I goes, "Oh," and I can remember saying to him, "Kylie's still here though, ain't she?" He went, "Fuck off." And he went, "Fair play to her," because I literally thought she was going to have like one or two of them and be gone. And like all these years later, she's still here. But But yeah, you're right.
No, Jay, who would have thought that? Because when you got
She was an
actresses
actress.
that became pop stars, you thought, oh, they're just a one hit, one hit.
Because Jason didn't. I mean, I know he went into like later on into all the other stuff, but he didn't really do that well. She's probably the only one that did so well, didn't she? She was she like one of the first ones, or did she? I can't remember. I can't remember whether Kylie was one of the
soap stars. Nick Berry, do you remember him?
Oh, every loser wins. And do you know what I've got? I need to show. I can't find it. I'll have to show it you. I've got. Remember Anita Dobson's the theme tune to it. Love it.
Fall in love.
I can remember buying, and I even went and bought that on 12-inch, and it literally sounded exactly the same as a 7-inch. So I don't know what I got, but I got and I actually brought the EastEnders album. That's how sad.
No, I didn't go that far.
No, did I?
Wait there, let me see if I've still got it. I think it's down here. Hold on.
Letitia Dean and who was the guy she was with?
Nick.
Letitia Dean.
I think I'm sure it's still here.
What was his name? Kelvin.
Yes, they were.
And Michelle Gale.
Oh, Michelle Gale had a song out, didn't she?
Yeah, she had that. My sweetness is my weakness.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, I have to embarrass myself now, lot.
Oh, blimey! I remember seeing that album.
And literally, and you know, and there's that. I mean, there's that many songs at the back.
What are they? All like roll out the barrel.
So basically, it's like maybe it's because I'm a
Londoner.
I love London. And then it goes on to like I know because they all had specific songs, didn't they? They sang, and I remember Letitia Dean singing all the nice girls love a sailor. And I brought this, and I brought this because I got it off the internet because I used to have this. And my mum, when she moved, she just lost all our stuff, so I've had to try and get them back. Oh God, look at that!
Stole all the Christmas money. What was his name?
Bill. No, it was Arthur.
Arthur.
Do you know what? Do you know what I always remember with that man? I always remember when I was at school. So because they knew I was a bit obsessed with EastEnders growing up. I don't watch it as much now, but I remember. So we had like our English teacher wanted us to do some. So we gave us an episode of EastEnders, the new one to come out, and we'd come in and talk about it the next day. So me being a big headed git was obviously because I'd watched it so many times, and then she was asking me some of the names. And me being me, I was being cocky. I said, I know their real names. And I remember his name was Bill Treacher, and I called him Bill Teacher. And I must have argued with that English teacher till I was blue in the face that his name was Teacher, not Treacher. Until she had to literally bring it up and show me on them. And you just think, oh my God, I was so embarrassed. She didn't do it to embarrass me. It was just that she was trying to say it's Treacher, but obviously when you see words, they become, you say familiar words, it is Jesus Christ, Treacher. And I was arguing with her. And then I've never felt so embarrassing.
Okay, I remember having an argument with my teacher. Do you remember back in primary school, if you wanted the teacher to spell a word for you, you'd go up and she'd
go up to, yes.
And I said sandwich. And she said, a witch that lives in the sand? And I went, no, a sandwich. A sandwich that you eat. And she went, what? A witch that lives on the beach? She was anywhere here. Honestly, I think she'd been on the funny tags that day.
She probably thought. I mean, I have to be honest. I couldn't be. There's one job I couldn't be, and that would be a teacher.
Yeah.
It's just something that would never. But yeah, you did. I remember that. You used to have to go up, didn't you, and ask them to spell it.
Yeah.
And I used to think to myself, what if you had a teacher that was dyslexic? You know what I mean? You'd be teaching all these wrong spellings to everything. Right, ladies, that's been absolutely brilliant. Wow. I'm going to love you and leave you so you can get on and do bits, but please come on again. We'll have to get you on again. How brilliant was that? How amazing was that? Do you know what? This is why I love doing my 80s podcast, because I get to have some amazing guests on and then just be able to do some great 80s stuff on my own as well. And absolutely blows my mind. So please, if you want to follow me, Instagram, TikTok, it's not Twitter, I keep saying Twitter, X, Facebook, YouTube. Follow me on YouTube for some great episodes, and Spotify, and audio version go onto Apple as well. And please have a great day, you beautiful lot. Y'all come back now. You hear?